Ready? All right. Hi everyone!
Hello?
It's always the Italians.
Always.
It almost feels like we're in Italy tonight. Fantastic. Hello everyone. I met a lot of you last time around. We're in Great Portland Street. Now we're in Bankside. Hey! It's so great to be back here, and so great to see so many familiar faces. Many of you have met me. My name's Alex, and we have our special guest Monia here with us today as well. She was with us last time. Unfortunately, she couldn't make it today, but so we have to be really quiet so we can hear her. For those of you who don't know me, I've been with Vapiano already in the past, in 2012 to 2014. And I came back because we are here to make Vapiano great again. First of all, who's happy to be back in business? Yeah. Fantastic. So on behalf of all the shareholders, I would really like to thank you for hanging in there, for being so patient, for sticking through hard times. And I've seen our numbers. We are really doing fantastic. We're really on a good way. I've been in Edinburgh. Okay, Edinburgh was still not reopened, but we're working on it. I've been to Manchester yesterday. Manchester, I was there for 3 hours. People were queuing around the block for 3 hours straight. I've been to Great Portland Street today. I've been to Bankside. Just missing Tower Bridge, but I'll get there too. So it's really fantastic. So on behalf of management, ownership, shareholders, we'd really love to thank you for hanging in there, for making this happen. So I think you deserve a real big round of applause. Thank you very much. Speaking of shareholders, we have the distinct privilege of welcoming one of them today here. Mr. Sinclair Beecham, would you like to say a few words?
Hi. This was any of you know me. I was lucky enough to have two friends, and they rang me up one day and they said, Sinclair, we've got an idea about a business. It's in trouble, but it's a great business. Would you like to come and have a look at it? And would you like to invest? And those two friends were Mario and Henry McGovern. I don't know if you know Henry. He set up a business in Poland with one restaurant back in, I think, when the Berlin Wall went down in 1989.
Yes.
And he sold out recently with 1,444 restaurants, I think I heard. He's a fantastic guy. He's a very driven businessman. He's much younger than me, and it was his birthday yesterday. And Mario, I think, do you all know Mario? Mario's been involved with Vapiano for a long time, and he dealt with all of the non-German businesses, I think, didn't he?
Yeah.
So I was asked to come, would I like to join? And I looked at this business and I thought, what an amazing business. And there's not many great businesses on the high street, and there's a lot of really bad ones. And you've seen, we've all had, and you guys must have had a terrible time over the last 6 months. With actually, before this virus even started, Vapiano was on its knees and going down. And you may not have been aware of that, but times were really tough for Vapiano before the virus started, and the virus came and that was the end. And you must have been all worried for your livelihoods, for your jobs, for your futures. And so it's really great to see you back here today. It's really great that it's the dawn of the opening of this restaurant. And to say that I think I'm very lucky to be part of this group, and I'm very excited about what tomorrow has in store. And I think that we investors invested in what we think is a great business that looks after its customers really well because of you guys. What's going on? So I just wanted to say that Vapiano has gone from being a bankrupt business to a very well-financed business. Vapiano has no debt. It doesn't owe anybody any money apart from the 4 of us new shareholders. And so we've got its best interests at heart. And I know you've always had its best interests at heart. So thank you, good luck tomorrow, and have fun.
Can you hear us? What are you looking at? What's up there? What's up there, Money? Great. When we got together to relaunch Vapiano, because basically we all had to start from scratch, because as you know the business the business was, as Sinclair said, on its knees. We sat together and said, there's so many great things about Vapiano, but some things must have gone wrong. And I think what went wrong, in my very humble personal opinion, is that the business kind of lost its way. At some stage it felt like we were an investment bank with an attached restaurant as a hobby maybe. And so we said we need to bring Vapiano back, a little bit like a lighthouse that should guide us. So we sat together for 3 days in Prague, and we worked really hard on putting our heads together and thinking about what makes Vapiano so special and what makes Vapiano so unique. And what came of this is actually, it doesn't look very spectacular. It's just one page where we tried to write down a few core values that make Vapiano what it is and that make Vapiano really special. And this is why we're here today, because we wanted to share this with you and show you this. May I just ask you to give it around? I mean, you're going to tell us, look, you spent 3 days just for writing down one A4 page. I mean, this is not a big performance, but we thought about every word, and we thought about every semicolon, and we thought about every sign here. And it made us really proud, and it showed us also how much we cared about the brand. Because normally, you have those exercises, you go through, you write down for 2 hours, blah, 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 what do you think about business, And here, really, we had Henry coming in, challenging us for half a day, and said, no, you gotta get more, you gotta get shorter, you gotta get more concise, you gotta get more to the point, and this is what we came up with. It's 8 core values that should guide us through business. I was yesterday in Manchester, and I talked to our friends in Manchester about this. And before we started going through this, I asked them just a very simple question. I would like to do the same with you here today. I asked them, just tell us your name, how long have you been with Vapiano, and in one sentence, what made you join the brand? Let me start very much. So, Monia, how about you?
I thought you forgot.
Never. We saved the best for the last, Monia.
Oh yeah, thank you very much. It's so good to see you all, and I'm not sure if I had a chance to meet all of you when I was in UK last time. So please tell me if there is anybody I didn't meet that time. Because the question is because I don't know if I should tell a long story about myself or just the executive summary.
Tell the executive summary. I think most people met you.
All right, perfect. Okay, so I joined Vapiano like basically 8 weeks ago. So I'm quite a newcomer. I'm kind of a newcomer. And why I joined Vapiano? It's pretty simple. It's because of the people, and I always believe people work for people, and that's the reason why I joined. And being totally transparent, I have joined because of our shareholders. I mean, basically all of them, and the reason why, because of them, is also very simple. Because they are creating the great, combination of the experts from our industry, like the successful leaders, like food industry leaders, like Henry McGovern, who's created and built the Armrest company from the scratch, and Sinclair, pretty much the same reason. At the same time, like Mario, who is like making sure that the work environment we are going to have is simply like great, and all the others shareholders with extremely strong track record, successful businessmen. So that's the reason why I joined, and I really believe thanks to that. Thanks to our great combination of the shareholders, we are simply set up for the success. But obviously, all the rest is currently in our hands, so that's a huge responsibility we gonna share together. But looking, from the very beginning, as I said, like we are set up for the success. We've been given the great chance to build Vapiano and to make Vapiano great again and to build a long-lasting, fantastic brand. So that would be my why.
Thank you, Monica. So if I may just summarize very quickly, I mean, a lot of you share, or all of you share your stories, how you came to Vapiano. And if I had to break it down, I heard really only a handful of reasons. Most of you said it was because the brand had a special appeal, the atmosphere was special, people were special, and it made them feel great and it gave them great opportunities. Did I miss out on anybody? Or I think I covered it pretty much all. So this is why, and for me it's the same reason. Because first of all, why do you go to the restaurant business? Because you like people. If you don't like people, it's the wrong industry for you. So I guess this is already something that unites all of us. From there, everything else builds. So we tried really to compress it into very, very simple values, but that we really hold dear at heart. So Monica and me, we wanted to share them with you. They are in no particular order because I think if you try to put them in an order, you differentiate between what's more important and what's less important. All of those values are of the same importance to us. And I just wanted to see if they perhaps rang also and resonated with you. So my suggestion would be Monica and me, we will just very briefly tell you about them and what they meant to us when we wrote them down. Let's take it from there. As I said in the opening words, there was a lot that was going great with Vapiano. Some things not so great, but a lot of stuff was really good because otherwise you wouldn't all be with us here. So we decided to keep one of the key values of Vapiano and just, where are my Italians here? For the well-being we have Chi Vapiano. Where are my Italians? Chi Vapiano, sano e va lontano. Perfect. So this is something that we all wanted to keep. It really was at heart for us because this is what you were saying. The atmosphere in Vapiano is always very special. When I come into a Vapiano, I instantly feel good about myself because it is a bright space, it is nice people, it is good food. It's actually quite simple, but those simple things are sometimes very hard to do. So we wanted to keep this value at the core of Vapiano, to make sure that we have the right atmosphere so that our guests feel great about themselves, that our colleagues feel great about themselves, and that we take life just a little bit easier because it should be fun after all. You're spending a big portion of your life at the restaurant, and so how would it be if it weren't fun? And if it weren't, making you feel better about yourself. So this is why it's so important for us to stick with this core value. Monia, next one.
All right, so next one is accountability. I really love them all those core values. And Alex, if you don't mind, so before I will jump to accountability, I only wanted to share a few words about why do I think the core values and the company culture is like really something non-negotiable for us all. So if you don't mind, I will share some thoughts. All right?
Yes.
Okay. So and also I'm always a big fan of sharing our experience, and basically I very much believe that our past performance, our past very much determines our future, and how our life is gonna look like, and what's gonna be our results, etc. So basically, my experience so far is it's just one company, but I spent my whole business life in one company in AmRest, 24 years, as you know, and this company has basically shaped myself when it comes to my business backbone, and that's because of the culture. I mean, extremely great culture and strong culture of the company, as well as Amrest core values. So that's why, you know, before we even started talking about our goals as Vapiano, like financial goals, our priorities, etc., we came like, you know, we sit down and saying like, first of all, we need to make sure that we have a strong culture and strong values that will basically, you know, shape our thinking, shape ourselves when it comes to, you know, who are we going to be business wise, who are we going to work with, you know, what's going to be the culture, what's going to drive us, etc., etc. So like, long story short, I very much believe like the core values are the things like we believe are the most important in the way we live and work, and they also should determine, you know, all our priorities, like our as a people, and the priorities of our company. That's what I very much believe, like really support the vision of our company, and help the values. All the values will help us to shape our, as I said at the beginning, like long-lasting cultures. It's basically the essence of the company's identity, right? And the company's principles, beliefs, and the whole philosophy. It's been always something what helped me in all the decisions I have made in my previous company, right? So that's why I very much believe, and I very much encourage you to be part of that, and to feel it, to really spread the values, the culture, to live it on a daily basis. We have a huge appetite. Alex and Sinclair, if you are there, like really confirm that. We have a huge appetite. Our shareholders are here for long term. They are not like a you know, private equity. They are all like business people. They wanted to spend their money on something what will last for, you know, for forever. So that's why I'm crazy about the culture. I always spread it, and I will be always spread it, live it, and make sure that all of us do the same thing. So again, coming back to our second core value, Alex, it's accountability. So basically, what you know, are we accountable for? And here is what we came up when thinking about that value. Like, we do what we say. We own our personal and professional growth. We make things happen. So that's basically, you know, every time, you know, I am talking with our people and our shareholders, or all the other people within the company. I always ask, you know, what do you want to keep me accountable for? Like, that's the question we should all ask ourselves. We make things happen. We do what we say. So like, follow the talk, like walk the talk, basically. We are responsible for our growth, our development, and we are also responsible for the company's success. It's all in our hand. We need to feel it. We need to feel the responsibility. We've been given a once in a lifetime opportunity to build something special, and we own it, feel it, and basically live it every single day. So we are accountable.
Great, thank you, Monia. When you talk about opportunities, what I really love to hear is, from so many of you is, so many of you told me, I started as a pasta chef, I started as a prep chef, I started, you know, And I think Monia and me, we really love those stories, especially because we also started as waiters. Monia started as a waiter in Pizza Hut after high school. I started as a waiter in Austria, in Do & Co. after high school. So I was clearing off tables. We just believed in accountability, and I think if we all do, we own the personal growth. So thank you, Monica. The next value, guests. I mean, after all, the guests are those who make the business go on. And what's the greatest compliment you can get from a guest? The greatest compliment from a guest is the guest comes back. Because if the guest comes once, it's great, but if the guest comes back and back and back, it's even greater. And so we said the best way to make guests come back is to make them crave for more. So for guests, we say, we make you crave for more. We want you to love the product, to love the atmosphere, to love our team. Because if they feel great about their experience, they will keep coming, and not only them, but they will also bring their friends. They will say, look, this is a great place, let's go there. And this is what keeps us going. I mean, you know, when we look at our spaces, I mean, we have those huge, beautiful restaurants, so we need to get them full of people. And the best way to do it is not by advertising or by, I mean, nothing against marketing, don't get me wrong, it's very important, but I think the best advertising for the business is if it speaks for itself. And that it speaks for itself is when the guests just say, yes, I'm coming back because I crave for more. And this is why we put it as a value of our company. Monica.
Yes, and just building on what you've said, Alex, you've heard me already with me, like, you know, being really crazy about this word like craveability, and you know, I want our food to be like addictive, to be craveable, because at the end of the day, our guests can forgive us a lot. I mean, they can forgive us that sometimes, you know, something was not perfect when it comes to maintenance, but they will never forget us if they come to the restaurant and the food they eat is not tasty, it's not craveable. This is for me, like, you know, to be or not to be for us. We need to have a craveable food, and we need to make our guests like crave for more every day. So great explanation, Alex, when it comes to that value. Really great. So from the guests to the profitability, that's kind of tricky one. We have, frankly speaking, you know, in all the companies, I think like it's kind of sensitive topic when it comes to should profit be our core value, and it definitely has to be one of our core values, because at the end of the day, we only can grow, we only can make people successful, we only can develop people only under one condition, which is like we need to make money on the business, right? We are not like a Caritas. We are you know, investing somebody's money, and we simply have to pay it off. So it's simply essential for our growth. That would be the summary. It's like breathing. We cannot grow. We cannot accomplish our mission to be, you know, the biggest company, to be the leader in the industry without generating the profit. It's simply not possible. So profitability has to be also our value. We need to do our best, and we need to work hard, and we need to serve our guests, but at the same time we need to have the certain level of, you know, bottom line.
Thank you, Monica. Also, to build up on that, when you talked about growth and opportunity, what I would just like to add is always coming back to the story from prep chef, from pasta chef, to assistant manager, to deputy manager, to manager, and perhaps even beyond, it only works if we grow, and we can only grow if we make profit. So it's kind of a self-reinforcing circle, because right now we have Craig and his team managing here a handful of restaurants. But if the restaurants get more, the opportunities will get more. And then suddenly you say, okay, perhaps we don't only need general managers, perhaps we'll need area managers, perhaps we'll need more trainers, perhaps we'll need, you see, it's a self-reinforcing circle, and the opportunities right now are galore. We see a lot of businesses going bust, so but people still come out to eat, and if we can grab that opportunity, it's an opportunity for every one of us, including ourselves. I mean, this is why we talk so much about growth, because at the end of the day, we all want to have fun in life, I think, and we want to challenge ourselves, and we have it in our hands. Next value. We are standing here and talking to you, but at the same time, talk is one thing, but on the other hand, we also like the action. So this is why we said we are real. We have the courage to ask for and give genuine feedback, and this one I love particularly. We hate politics and bureaucracy. Perhaps some of you remember the times, those of you who were with Vapiano in the times of the IPO, people think in quarterly reports, people think, oh, if I could write this, maybe it could have that effect, and so on and so forth. But at the end of the day, it's so much easier to bring this special atmosphere into the restaurant if you can just talk openly to your colleagues. A lot of you use the term family. I mean, you said Vapiano feels like a family. And where else than in my family can I speak up honestly? Because I don't fear to be judged. Why should I fear to be judged if you're my family? I can tell you honestly, this I thought was good, this I thought was bad, and this I thought was ugly. And you will not judge me for it. And if you judge me for it, fine, but I can take it. So let's be honest to each other, let's give it and let's take it. And I mean, of course, you have to have a certain minimal structure, but structure should not become a goal of its own. Structure should be a helping hand to achieve all our other goals. But we're not here to build a structure. The structure is here to help us reach our bigger goals. So I encourage everyone here really to stay away from the politics and to just be honest to each other, be real to each other. And this will make your life so much easier and so much more fun. Monica.
Perfect. So team, it's all about us. As I said at the beginning, it's all about people. And as you most likely already noticed, all those core values are somehow connected. It's a teamwork. We are a team. We are a Vapiano team. And being accountable also means like it's all ours. It's every single shift is our shift. And we would like all of us, all of you, like to feel it's my shift. This is something what is simply like mine, what I'm accountable for, what I love, what takes so much of our lives, because we basically spent a vast majority of our life we spent in work, right? Working. So it's my shift, my restaurant, and like our Vapiano. It's all about team. It's all about people. We are not pasta business. We are not pizza business. We are not dolce business. We are people business making pizza, pasta, and dolce. So we are team.
Thank you. And the next value is operational excellence, because all of what we discussed we can only achieve if we just every day go the little extra path, which is there's the saying, the extra mile is never crowded. But at the end of the day, I think people will feel it. Execute with passion and discipline, make the impossible possible. We chose those words. We fought really hard about those words, but we love the passion, but we also love the discipline. Because passion without discipline evaporates, and discipline without passion is no fun. So this is why we should have both in life. And if we if we learn to discipline ourselves while at the same time, and I'm looking at my Italian friends in the room here, if we can channel our passion by being at the same time disciplined, we will at the end of the day make the impossible possible. We will be surprised at ourselves. We will show ourselves what we can do, and this I'm 100% convinced that our guests will feel. Our guests will just feel that we are ready to, challenge ourselves and become better every day. And a restaurant stands and falls with operational excellence. This is a firm belief that we have. And again, Monia is, she calls herself a hardcore operation girl because she spent her whole life in restaurant operations. So I think, before when we had the specials, we cleared off dishes together. Once you catch the virus, it never lets you go. And even in that moment, I said, no, I want to put another dish. I challenged myself, even though it was just for fun. But I think it's so important to really discipline yourself, become better every day, and it will ring through the whole space. Monica.
Great, Alex. Thank you. And I need to just add something because
that's your topic, Monica. That's your topic.
Yeah. That's also the value I very much find very, very close to my heart. And it's like building the brand in such a way that it will last. It's above all, it's just providing customers with a consistent experience, and again, being very honest, and also reflecting already and giving you an example of the how we should use the core value. And I mean feedback here is, when we met first time with the leadership team, I was very honest, saying, I very much think the one of the biggest mistake that the old Vapiano did was simply not paying enough attention to operational excellence. And we have to be aware of that, and we need to learn from our mistakes. So that's the reason also why we now pay way more attention to operational excellence. We need to improve the consistency of our products. We need to improve the consistency of our guest experience, consistency of the service time, consistency when it comes to the type of our restaurants. Simply we need to build a repeatable, memorable guest experience. And the operation is details, right? It's all about details. Retail is detail. And the way how I also understand the operational excellence is nothing more than just the best people executing the best systems and tools. So that's what is in front of us. I'm very honest with you. We need to improve that. We need to launch the proper systems. We need to launch the proper tools in order to build the brand that will last. Because everybody can build, something short term, but really building the brand to last, that requires a hell amount of attention to operational excellence. So that's it about ops. And last but not least, obviously, we have to stay positive. It's there are a lot of beautiful days, but at the same time there are a lot of storms, and there are a lot of challenges, a lot of the difficult moments. But at the end of the day, we need to stay positive, and we need to keep the positive energy. That is something what really helped me over the last 24 years. My previous company, that's interesting because Amrest mission was bring fun to life. I remember many industry leaders asking how is this possible that the restaurant operator and has a mission like bring fun to life, because that's something what really helps and what really drove us to really live our business life. And again, I don't want to repeat, but that's a vast majority of our life. Like we spend here, we will spend in Vapiano, and like all of us, Alex, correct me if I'm wrong, but we spend a way more time now in our work than than ever. I mean, it's not like a full-time job, it's 2 full jobs. So it's our life basically. We need to stay positive. We need to do all the things we do with love, with passion, and always like bring fun to our life. So let's work hard, but at the same time let's play harder. And I can promise you, you can hold me accountable for this, that we gonna have a lot of fun as a company. We gonna have a great parties, a great retreats and celebrations, and I guarantee we gonna bring you, and we gonna make sure that you will all have a really memorable experience when it comes to how Vapiano brings fun to your life. So do the same. Live your life, live your private life, business life, and bring a lot of fun to our life, to our guests' life. It's all about that.
Monia, thank you. It's very, very difficult to add something to that. Nevertheless, I would like to share a story with you. I was today a guest at Yoni's at Great Portland Street. I had a meeting, and I knew the meeting was going to be tricky because I had to negotiate a little bit with this guy. So I had to build up a little bit of a good atmosphere. And so I came in, already everybody from the team was smiling and the atmosphere was already really good. And then I went to the pasta station with my guest, and the guy's name was also Alex. So here I had my conversation starter. I'm just telling you this because it shows you can decide what you do with every situation. So I could have said, yeah, hello, I want this, thank you very much and goodbye. And I decided to say, okay, let's get the ball rolling and let's see what happens of it. So I said, hey, you're Alex, I'm Alex. And boom, the conversation was already there. And then we started talking. I mean, I guess a lot of you know Alex from Great Portland Street. And so I said, yeah, where are you from? And so on and so forth. And he said, yeah, I'm from Italy. And I said, really, great, my wife's from Italy too. And he says, yeah, of course, where from Italy? And I said, from Potenza. He said, no way, I'm from Potenza too. And he said, where from Potenza? And I said, in Muro Lucano. Muro Lucano is a little village with a few thousand inhabitants. I said, no way, I have a house in Muro Lucano. And so, boom, and we had so much fun, because like that, just by using the situation and by finding this cue of starting a conversation, we got the ball rolling so much that we had so much fun together, and the pasta tasted so great because you could feel that he was having fun and he was cooking with passion and he was really putting on a show.
And then he came to me and said, hey, I can't believe this guy, this guy together. It's not the same village. What's going on?
There you go. And so all I want to tell you with this story is that it's always in your hands what you do with any given situation. It's always your choice. You can always get the ball rolling and see what comes of it. So Monia, I didn't want to top your last words because I felt they were excellent. I just wanted to share this story with somebody today because
Absolutely, it's a great story, Alex.
It is a great story, and who is better to share it with than fellow Vapianisti, because it could have happened to any one of us. So with this little story, those are the core values that we swore ourselves to live by, that we gave ourselves and that we hold ourselves accountable to. We wanted to share them with you. We hope you like them and we hope you can identify with them. And if you can, I can guarantee you that we will have a lot of fun together and a lot of success together over the years to come. And it will always be great. I will be back in London regularly because London is the show window to the world. So I will come through with potential new partners, with potential new guests, with potential new employees, with lots of people, and I will always enjoy being with such a great team here. So thank you for coming out today, and thank you for all your great work. Keep it up, and let's have a lot of fun and success together. Thank you very much.
Good.
Free beer for everybody.
There we go. Backside stop. No. Shut up.
You want to